The Adventures of Tom Sawyer by Mark Twain. Longman Simplified English series. Read by Orathai Sitthichan. Chapter 2. The fence is whitewashed. Saturday morning had come, and all the world was bright and fresh. There was a song in every heart, cheerfulness in every face, and spring in every step. Tom appeared on the pavement with a bucket of whitewash and a long handled brush. He regarded the fence forcefully, and his heart was filled with despair. 30 yards of fence, 9 feet high. It seemed to him that life was not worth living and that existence was only a burden. Sighing, he dipped his brush into the bucket and passed it along the topmost board. Repeat on operation. Did it again. Compare the trifling whitewash strip with the immensity of unwhitewashed fence, and sat down on the fork discouraged. Jim came dancing out and the gate with a bucket singing. Before this, braining water from the town pump had always been hateful work, in Tom's opinion, but now it did not seem so. He remembered that there was company at that pump. Boys and girls were always there, waiting their turns, resting, exchanging playthings, quarreling, fighting, and fooling about. He remembered that although his pump was only 150 yards away, Jim never got back with a bucket of water in less than an hour. Even then some boy generally had to go after him. "I say, Jim," said Tom, "I will feed the water if you whitewash a bit." Jim shook his head. "I can't, Master Tom. The mistress told me not to stay fooling about with anyone." "Oh, never mind what she said, Jim. Give me the bucket. I won't be a minute. She won't know." "Oh, I daren't, Master Tom. She wouldn't tear my head off. She would, really. She never hurts anybody. She just gives them a little slap. And who cares about that? Jim, I gave you a marble." Jim was only human. This temptation was too much for him. He put down a bucket and took the marble. In another minute he was flying down the street with the bucket. Tom was whitewashing energetically, and Aunt Polly was returning to the house with a shovel in her hand and a triumphant gleam in her eye. But Tom's energy did not last. He began to think of the fun he had planned for this day. Soon he thought the three boys would come hurrying along on all roads of delightful tips, and they would laugh at him for having to work. The very thought of it burned him like fire. He got out and examined his trolley weight. It consisted of bits of toys, marbles, and rubbish, and was not enough to buy even half an hour of pure freedom. At this dark and hopeless moment he had an idea, a glorious idea. He took the brush and went calmly to work. Presently Ben Rogers, whose mockery he had been dealing most, came in sight. In his hand there was a fine apple. Tom went on whitewashing and paid no attention to him. Ben started a moment and then said, "Hi, you are in trouble, aren't you?" There was no answer. Tom regarded his last touch with the eye of an artist. Then he gave his brush another gentle sweep and inspected the result as before. Ben came near. Tom smelled water for an apple, but he stuck to his work. "Hello, Tom," said Ben. "You have to work each." "Why, it's you, Ben. I didn't notice you. I say, I'm going swimming. Don't you wish you could come? But of course you'd rather work, would you?" "Of course you would." Tom, Tom eyed the boy thoughtfully. "What do you call work? Why, isn't that work?" Tom filled his breath with whitewash and answered carelessly, "Well, perhaps it is, and perhaps it isn't, but it suits home Sawyer." "What? Do you mean to say that you like it?" The brush continued to move. "Like it? Well, I don't see why I shouldn't like it. A boy doesn't get a chance every day to whitewash a fence." Ben had never thought of this before. He took a bit out of his apple. Tom swept his brush artistically to and fro. Then he stepped back to note effects. He added a touch here and there and criticized the effect again. Ben was watching every move and getting more and more interested. "I say, Tom, let me whitewash a bit," said Ben presently. Tom considered and was about to consent, but he changed his mind. "No, no, you see, Aunt Polly is very particular about this fence. It's facing the street, you know. If it was the back fence, I wouldn't mind. And she wouldn't. Yes, she is very particular about this fence. It must be done very carefully. I don't think there's one boy in 1,000, perhaps 2,000, who can do it in the way it has to be done." "Is that so? How interesting. Let me just try, only just a little. I'll let you if you were me, Tom." "Ben, I would like to, really, but Aunt Polly wouldn't like it. Jim wants to do it, but she wouldn't let him. Sid wants to do it, but she wouldn't let Sid. Now, don't you see that I'm responsible if you start to whitewash this face, and anything went wrong?" "Oh, nonsense. I'll be very careful. Now, let me try. I say I'll give you my apple when I've nearly finished it." "Well, no, Ben, I mustn't, I'm afraid. I'll give you all of it." Tom gave up the brush with unwilling gentleness in his face, but eagerness in his heart. While Ben worked and sweat in the sun, the Orathai artist sat on a barrel in the shade close by, ate his apple, and planned the downfall of more innocent victims. Boys arrive frequently. They come to mark, but remain to whitewash. By the time Ben was tried out, Tom had promised the next chance to Billy Fisher for a kit in good repair. When Billy retired, Johnny Miller bought his place for a dead rat and a string to swing in with. Thus the work went on, hours after hour. By the middle of the afternoon, Tom was ready. He had, besides the thing mentioned above, 12 marbles, a pair of spectacles without glasses, a piece of blue bottle glass to took though, a key that would not unlock anything, a piece of chalk, a thin Sawyer two tiny frogs, a little cat with only one eye, a bear's door handle, a dog collar, the handle of a key, and an old window frame. He had had a nice, idle time and plenty of company, and the fence had 3 coats of whitewash on it. If he had not run short of whitewash, he would have stripped every boy in the village of his modest possessions. Tom said to himself that life was worth living after all. He had discovered, without knowing it, this great law of human action. In order to make a man or a boy deserve a thing, it is only necessary to make the thing difficult to obtain.